Welcome back to Majestic Mondays. Last week, we talked about growth without losing yourself. This week, we're talking about how your timeline is not behind. This is something that quietly creates a lot of pressure. Timelines. Timelines create a lot of pressure because if you've ever felt like you're behind, let me tell you, this conversation is for you. Let's talk about the illusion. The illusion about feeling behind doesn't come from your life. It actually comes from comparison. hmm You're looking at someone else's highlight. You're looking at somebody else's success. You're looking at somebody else's story and measuring it against your full reality. And that's not a fair comparison at all. Because what you're seeing is their results, you're seeing their wins, you're even seeing their polished moments. But what you're not seeing is their confusion, their setbacks, and their slower seasons. So you start rushing yourself in these comparisons, trying to catch up to something that isn't even fully real, right? And let's be honest, like there have been moments where I felt like I needed to move faster. Of course, like I was late or something, or like I should have already been further along. And when I moved to Charlotte, I took like a hiatus, right? I stopped recording podcasts, I stopped dancing, I stopped teaching, stopped making crystal gemstone body wears and stuff like that. And when I started up again not too long ago, and last year, I would say, um, I was very much like, okay, like I'm a little behind. Like that break that I took, maybe I shouldn't have taken that, you know? So I was like, let me get going again, right? Like, let me keep pushing, let me produce something. But when I took that break and stepped away from everything, that is when I moved from that hustle energy, that comparison energy, that let me force this energy. Like, because ever again, in that moment, things were feeling forced, like nothing was aligned. And I wasn't getting the traction and, the satisfaction from it. But that's because I wasn't moving from clarity. I was moving from pressure. And I guess the reframe would be, what if you're not actually behind? What if you're being prepared? Let that sink in. What if the pace you're moving at right now is building something deeper than speed ever could? So let's keep that reframe in mind and let's reflect now, right? Let's ask ourselves, what have I learned in my own timing that I wouldn't have learned if things moved faster? For me, in my timing, I've learned that when I am rushing and I'm moving in a manner of like let's produce and let's get this going, I miss I miss the small details. I miss little things that could have enhanced the experience or whatever that experience may have been. It could have been taking a dance class. It could have been creating a schedule for myself to go to a lot more of these events in Charlotte. It could be me wanting to create more events, however the case may be. But me slowing down, realizing that I need to do things that feel good, right? That I need to participate and be around things that feel my soul's bowl, that I walk away with intention, right? Like, wow, like that was intentional. I intentionally placed myself in this setting. I intentionally like created this schedule so I could feel balanced, so I could feel grounded. And if I was moving at a faster speed, like I wouldn't have not acknowledged that I like to move slow and intentional because that allows me to find things that actually align with me. And I love that because I feel whole again, right? I feel like myself. I don't feel that pressure of comparison. I don't feel like, oh my God, like this person's doing it better. Like they're already so far ahead. Yet sometimes those thoughts come in, right? Like, oh damn, like they got a lot going on for them with themselves. Like they're doing really great. Where am I at? I'm just starting. This is just the beginning. And that's what I have to remind myself. And I want you to also remember that you are not late. You are becoming ready. And when you trust your pace, you stop chasing timelines and you start building a life that actually fits you. So keep that in mind. Don't allow the timelines to add unnecessary pressure. Don't compare yourself to others' successes because your success is just as important. So, thank you for tuning in. I hope you go in with the week more sure and more aligned with yourself because next week we're going over how strength doesn't mean that you don't get affected, right? Yes. So, stay tuned and we'll talk next week.